This video is brought to you by MPEC Printery, specializing in t-shirt printing, posters, and shipping from the USA. Call 876-775-6692 or 876-337-7374. Andy Gone Nuts, 100% guaranteed fresh coconut water delivered straight to your door. Call 876-309-6128. That's 876-309-6128. Refreshing and affordable. For more information, follow them on Instagram at Andy Gone Nuts. Truly refreshing. And Crumble by Mrs. C. Old English fudge and other delectable sweet treats. Call or WhatsApp 876-586-0471. That's 876-586-0471. This video is also brought to you by BLC Jamaica Security Electronics, specializing in alarm system, video surveillance, camera system or CCTV, barrier system, gate automation, and access control. Call 876-320-7711. That's 876-320-7711 or 876-351-1105. That's 876-351-1105. Reggae Boys fans, how's everyone doing? Welcome back to Reggae Boys Commentary. I hope you guys are well. As you can see, I'm in the lab doing my research, preparing a good video for you guys. But as you can see, there's something that has caught my attention. And I think it's important that we discuss this. So I'm doing the preparation and research that we need. I'm doing the research, making the pros and cons. And this is a light bulb moment for me. Think about it. When was the last time Jamaica won a trophy? Alright, think again. When was the last time Jamaica won a trophy before that? That is what is going to be discussed in this video. So, stay tuned, get something to drink, get something to eat, because this is going to be a fun video. Are you guys ready? Well, here we go then, shall we?
You guys ready? Let's go.
So, do you remember the last time that Jamaica lifted a trophy? Well, the last time that Jamaica lifted a trophy, on the men's side, 2016. That was the day Jamaica defeated Chile by 2-1. But that story is for another day. In this video, we're going to look back at a moment 9 years ago. A moment that should live long in the memory of Jamaicans, as Jamaica secured their 6th Caribbean Cup title. Yes, that's right. The 6 is real. And you know what's so special about it? It came on home soil. And it also came on penalties. Yes, that is right. Hello everyone, I'm Simon Preston and welcome back to Reggae Boys Commentary. Thank you all so much for tuning in to another video on this channel. Really appreciate it. So, where are those players that 9 years ago helped Jamaica lift the 2014 Caribbean Cup title? Well, believe it or not, it was a very compelling tournament that was held in Montego Bay. Coach Winfred Schaefer, he was in charge of the national team, and Jamaica had a challenging start, you could say, to proceedings to this competition. Why is that? Well, simply put, it all started in the group stages, where Jamaica took on Martinique, and they were held to a 1-1 draw. 2 days later, they took on Antigua and Barbuda, and it took half an hour before the floodgates could open up before securing a 3-0 victory. And then, later on, they defeated Haiti by 2-0. Now, as we approach the final of the competition, it was Jamaica against Trinidad and Tobago. And do you all know what happened in that game in particular? Well, it was a compelling one. when it took on Trinidad. 0-0 after 90 minutes and 0-0 after 120 at the Montego Bay Sports Complex. Kenwyn Jones missed. Jermaine Taylor scored. The Trinidadians equalised. Joby McAnuff converted. Molino scored. And so did DeMar Phillips. Jovin Jones. He scored. Michael Seaton, he missed. Rudolph Austin scored. But you know who missed? Kaleem Highland to send Jamaica to the 2016 Copa America Centenario. What a moment it was. But where are they now? Where are those players that were part of that Jamaican squad? That 23-member squad under coach Winfred Schaefer? Well, let's go through them, shall we? Andre Blake was 23 years of age in that tournament in particular. He was at the Philadelphia Union and still is right now and has become captain of the Reggae Boys, taking over from Rudolph Austin. Nyron Nosworthy. Nyron Nosworthy was 34 years old at the time. Yep, that's right. And during that tournament, he was playing for Watford. And later he went on to play for Blackpool, Portsmouth, and Dagenham and Redbridge. Right now, Nyron Nosworthy is 42 years of age and he's no longer involved in football. He's been persuaded by Adrian Mariappa and by Joby McAnuff to have a role within football, but right now, he's just enjoying retirement. Nyron Nosworthy, one of the best defenders that Jamaica has had in the 21st century. Hands down. 14 caps for Jamaica, 1 goal in the process, and guess what? He was able to lift a trophy with Jamaica, and that was the Caribbean Cup. Something that he'll never ever forget. Despite the injury against Panama, at least there's something he can reflect on with his time in a Jamaica shirt. Up next on this list is Craig Foster. Now, Craig Foster was 23 years old during this tournament, and now he's 31. And most recently, played for Santa Tecla over in Central American soil, and specifically speaking, we're talking about in El Salvador. He spent a majority of time outside because during that time of the Caribbean Cup, he was playing his club football prior in Scandinavia. He also had some times where he was playing over in Finland, Iceland, Finland, Sweden, played in the USL, and then he took a turn, and from 2019 onwards, took his football to, that's right, Central America. Can you believe it? He's the only player that has a medal for Jamaica that has never played for Jamaica. He's played for Jamaica at under 20 level, but guess what? He's never even been capped for Jamaica at the senior level. Never been capped for Jamaica at the senior level. That's Craig Foster, 31 years old, right now. Up next on this list is Upston Edwards. Upston Edwards was 25 years old during his time, and now he's 33 years old. He's made a number of appearances for Jamaica, especially under the tutelage of Theodore Tapper Whitmore, and was even part of the provisional list, 40-player list for the Copa America Centenario. He had loan spells as well at Waterhouse and also Central FC over in Trinidad and Tobago. Made a few appearances for Jamaica, and to be specific, we're talking about 6 caps altogether. He played for Jamaica in their 1-0 loss against Trinidad, 2-0 loss to Trinidad, a 2-0 victory over Barbados, a 2-1 loss to Serbia, but his last cap for Jamaica came in 2015, where they fell 3-0 to South Korea. That was his last cap, Upston Edwards. Up next on this list in terms of players that were part of the squad, Alvis Powell. Alvis Powell was 20 during this tournament and was at the Portland Timbers, and right now he's at FC Cincinnati. Yep, 28 and still playing football. Still a national player with over 50 caps to his name. Alvis Powell was part of that squad as well. Jermaine Taylor, the man who scored in a penalty shootout. He was 29 during that tournament and now he's 37. He last played for Austin Bold in the United Soccer League, and he has amassed over 100 caps for the Reggae Boys. capped for Jamaica at under 17, under 20, under 23, and also the senior team. That was Jermaine Taylor. Huon Gray. Yes, Huon Gray wore the number 7 jersey. Waterhouse. He was 27 years old during that period of time. Right now, it's difficult to say where exactly Huon Gray is, but he's 35 years old right now, and it's a wonder where he went, because from that period of time, Huon Eduardo Gray vanished. But he had some great performances in a Jamaica shirt. Some outstanding performances. Last that we saw of him, Humble Lion in 2021. That's the last that we saw of him. Played a couple of friendlies post that Caribbean Cup triumph. Specifically, a game against Cuba, which Jamaica won by 3 goals to 0. Yep, that's right. Against Venezuela, which Jamaica won 2-1. Up next on this list, a player that has been part of the national program for a while, is Nikolai Finlayson. 37 years of age, been a national player since 2005. Travelled with Bor Milutinovic over to the Far East, China specifically. Missed his penalty in the shootout. We saw him at Reno, saw him at Waterhouse, saw him at Reno, we saw him at Waterhouse. Now 37 years of age. Going to be 38 later this year. This man that can play right back, defensive midfield, right midfield. Yeah, all around. The last we saw of him was at Waterhouse in the 2021 season. His last cap for Jamaica was against Japan in 2014. That was Nikolai Finlayson. Up next on this list, it's I get my drink and my two-step, Michael Seaton. That's right, Michael Seaton. He was at DC United during this tournament. He was also a teenager during this tournament when he was 18 years old. That's right. Remember, he went on to make his MLS debut when he was 16 years of age. What a career it has been for him. Despite not scoring in the shootout, he's still part of that Jamaica team that won the Caribbean Cup. And not only that, part of the team that was runners-up in the 2015 edition of the CONCACAF Gold Cup. Figured quite brightly under coach Winfred Schaefer. He's also part of the Portland Timbers team that won the MLS Cup in 2015 as well. Where's Michael Seaton right now? Well, can you believe it? Michael Seaton is only 26. Yeah, he's 26 years old right now. 26 years of age. And he's playing right now for Berliner AK 07. That's where he's playing right now in the 4th tier of German football. That's where Michael Seaton is right now. Up next on this list is Joby McAnuff. Yes, Joby McAnuff was 33 at the time, was at Leyton Orient. Now Joby is him now stop party till I'm 140. Joby is 41 years old now. Wow, time flies so quickly. Joby McAnuff he has a job with the English FA as a non-independent executive director, and also is a football pundit as relates to Championship League 1 and League 2 games. Joby McAnuff has also expressed an interest to help Jamaica in the coaching staff in the near future. So Joel, Joshua, Frederick, Melvin, Joby McAnuff. Right now, he also scored in the penalty shootout, but right now he is a coach, and he also coached at Leyton Orient in League 2 as well, and did a good job with them. Won the Tom Finlay Award quite recently, as well for his contribution within the Football League, and in addition to that, he is also a football pundit. That's Joby McAnuff. Dane Richards. Dane Richards was 30 years old during that tournament, and now Dane Richards is 39. Yes, he was playing at Bodo Glimt over in Norway during that period of time. Now he is retired. But what a career Dane had when he played at the New York Red Bulls, Vancouver Whitecaps, went over to Burnley, played one game, had a change of coach, wasn't getting a game time, went over to Scandinavia, and then of course ending his career at Miami. So yeah, quite a career it has been for him. Next is Demar Phillips. But finally, let me just make the point that Dane Richards went on to score double-digit goals for Jamaica, and so did Demar Phillips. 12 goals for Jamaica. Can you believe that? Well, that should tell you everything that you need to know about DeMar Phillips, who was 31 during the tournament, and right now he's 39. He'll be 40 in September. Last played for Austin Bold FC in 2019. Yep, and he scored vital goals for Jamaica as well, that DeMar Phillips, and some of them also came within the Caribbean Cup campaign as well. So big up to DeMar Phillips. Up next is Jamar Loza, man who was born in Jamaica and was at Norwich during that time because he was 20 during that tournament. And eventually, he's now at Barnet FC, Barnet in the National League. That's where he's playing right now. He's 28 years of age. And that's where he is right now. So that is Jamar Loza. Up next on this list, it's Javon Watson. Javon Watson, or aka Haka, was 31 and was playing at FC Dallas. Now he is retired after previously lastly playing in the Jamaica Premier League. He is now 39. He's going to be 40 in October. Big up to Javon Watson, who also played key parts for Jamaica in previous campaigns. Also went on to score for Jamaica in the Gold Cup final in 2017. One of only two men that has scored in a Gold Cup final for Jamaica, alongside Darren Mattox. That's Javon Watson. Up next on this list, it's Joel Grant. Yep, Joel Grant was 27 during this Caribbean Cup campaign, was playing at Yeovil Town right now. He's 35 and he's playing for Nantwich Town, and they are located in the Northern Premier League Premier Division. Joel Grant, as we know, played an important role for Jamaica and played a role in a important and, you could say, memorable victory as he scored when Jamaica defeated Chile by 2-1. Yep, that's right. Joel Grant, that memory for him will always live on. Rudolph Austin is next. Yep, he was 29 during this tournament. He was at Leeds United. Now he's at Portmore United locally. And Rudy is 37, will be 38 in June. Rudolph Austin played number 17 and was a captain of the team in this tournament. Up next, it's Simon Dawkins. Yes, Simon Dawkins was 26 and was at Derby County during this period of time. Right now, Monterey Bay in the USL Championship. Right now, operating in that number 8 jersey. As we know, he went on to play for San Jose Earthquakes again, Ipswich Town. Now he's 35. And that's the latest with Simon Dawkins. Up next, it's Romario Campbell. Rum. He's now 33. And lastly was playing, as we know, with Mount Pleasant Academy. Went on to play for Jamaica, as we know, at under 17, under 20 level as well. A handful of appearances as it relates to the senior team. Romario Campbell, 2014 was the last time we saw of him in a national shirt. Club-wise, we saw him at Harbourview in 2021. Up next on this list is Kimor Taxi Lawrence. He was 22 during this Caribbean Cup, and now he's at Minnesota United. Yep, he's now 30. Can you believe that? 30 years old. He's been around the block. New York Red Bulls, Anderlecht, Toronto FC, now Minnesota United. Yep, he's been quite around. He scored for Jamaica in different games as well. Now he's still playing though. Up next is Darren Mattox, a man who scored in the Caribbean Cup campaign. He's 32 now, and he's looking for a club right now to restart or have a renaissance to his career. As you guys know, I did an interview with him quite recently, so do check that out, Darren Mattox's interview. It was compelling. He's putting God first in his life, and he's hoping to get back to the pitch and be back in the Gold Cup squad for Jamaica. Up next, it's Deshaun Brown. He was 23 and was at Colorado Rapids. Now he's 32 and he's playing for Sacramento Republic. Yep, that's where he is right now. 2 goals in 14 appearances for Jamaica. I was part of that team as well. And we know he had some time when he was played over in Spain as well at Lorca in the Segunda División in Spain. And he also played for Bengaluru in the Indian Super League. He also had a spell at Northeast United as well, also in India. And finally on this list we have Dwayne Carr. He was 27 at the time and was playing for Sarpsborg 08 in the Norwegian top flight. And his last spell in football came in 2016, where he was playing with Chenin Football Club in, India. So from Scandinavia to India, went on to play for Jamaica 15 times and was part of the Gold Cup squads for Jamaica in 2009, 2011, and Copa America squads for Jamaica 2015 and also 2016 as well. So that's Jamaica's Gold Cup squad, Copa America, Caribbean Cup campaign run. I know you guys might be saying, okay, now that we know where the players are, well, what about the man that led them to the title? Winfried Schäfer, the man from Maya in West Germany. Well, Winnie is 73 years old right now. That's right, 73 years old. He last managed Al Khor in the Qatar Stars League. So, folks, what are your thoughts? Isn't it nice to reflect to see how far these guys have come? Or you look back at it as what should have been? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me hear how you feel about it, alright? So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary for more content. Guys, just before we go, there's one more player that was not mentioned. Gotta big up yourself. Ryan Thompson was also part of Jamaica's squad at the Caribbean Cup. What is he doing now? He has his own coaching, goalkeeping clinic. Yes, that is right. And he's also been coach in the USL. And he's doing some absolutely fantastic work. Ryan Thompson. Stay tuned. He could very much play an important role as being a goalkeeper coach in part of the national program in the very, very near future. Look out for Ryan Thompson.
I think one thing we have done in the past, even through my time, and currently, is when we go and look at recruitment, sometimes it's not the most streamlined process, and what we have to be looking at is a sort of short, mid and a long-term strategy, in my opinion. And we need to get people involved now that are going to be involved in the program for a considerable amount of time, so that we can build, so we can grow and create an identity and a philosophy. And he's certainly one that I would put into that, to come in and integrate into the squad. And also it's great that the younger players are committing a lot earlier. Again, that's down to us as a country, as a federation, going out and being aggressive and being proactive, and speaking to players and finding out about their availability and their desire. Because again, it's not about just going to get anybody for the sake of it. There's got to be a plan and an understanding of why players are coming in to represent the country, and I think that's a really important thing as well.
And finally, when you're bearing in mind the next World Cup will be basically in our backyard, is that something that you relish, bearing in mind it's 3 spots in Jamaica with USA, Canada, Mexico not in the mix? It's a chance that we can't miss, in a sense.
You know what? I think we have to be really careful that we don't just assume we can't miss, because everybody else in the region is thinking exactly the same. And again, someone who's been through it, and I've seen the quality and I've played with the quality, and I've played against the opposition, which is the other thing in the region. Regardless of how many spots are available, we should qualify for the World Cup all the time. Now what we can't afford to do is think, right, Canada, Mexico, US are already gone, so we must now be the next ones in line, because everybody else is out there working hard, they're doing their diligence. Curacao in particular will go out and now start recruiting a lot of the Dutch-based players. We've seen in the past the likes of Haiti, go and look in the French leagues, and there's going to be teams. Costa Rica traditionally are one that always qualify from our region. We would expect to be up there. So yes, of course we should qualify, given the scenario facing the region for the next World Cup, but we have to be really careful that we don't just assume that. And again, now with the coach coming in, and the feedback I've heard from the players that have still involved has been positive. But we really must start focusing on that now. We can't wait for a couple of years to think, right, that's when qualifying starts, or we're going to really kick into gear. All those fundamentals have to be put in place from now, so that by the time that tournament comes, we've had a really good qualifying campaign, and we're going into the World Cup with real momentum. But yeah, man, we should definitely be looking at it as a real big opportunity to get in, and then once we do get in, making sure that we use everything that comes with it, whether it's sponsorships, finance, you know, spotlight that's going to be on us, that we really use that to help, you know, put money into the infrastructure, you know, and the development of the game in this country, because that ultimately is what we need to do to be able to do that and really move things on longer term.
Yeah, it's funny because you look at Morocco, you know, 14 lads in their squad born in France or Spain or Holland, and they're embraced by their locals, so it could be a domino effect for Jamaica as well, everybody on the same page.
Yeah, but I think that's the big thing for me, is getting everybody on the same page. And I understand in days gone by, I suppose, that hasn't always been the case. There's always been a slight disconnect, possibly. And again, that's something that is going to be a long-term thing to try and overcome. And again, that's where it's coming back to people that are going to represent the country, making sure that their motives are right. First and foremost, they want to come back and represent the country because they've got a love and a passion for Jamaica, you know. And I think also understanding that role, and from our point of view, it wasn't always just about the Gold Cup or the World Cup. It was, can we come and help the next one that are coming behind us, because we know the talent is here. It's about giving that talent the opportunity to get out, you know, and by getting to a World Cup and the funds that would come with that, there's a real big chance to help with the infrastructure of football in this country.
This video is brought to you by MPEC Printery, specializing in t-shirt printing, posters, and shipping from the USA. Call 876-775-6692 or 876-337-7374. Andy Gone Nuts, 100% guaranteed fresh coconut water delivered straight to your door. Call 876-309-6128. That's 876-309-6128. Refreshing and affordable. For more information, follow them on Instagram at Andy Gone Nuts. Truly refreshing. And Crumble by Mrs. C. Old English fudge and other delectable sweet treats. Call or WhatsApp 876-586-0471. That's 876-586-0471. This video is also brought to you by BLC Jamaica Security Electronics, specializing in alarm system, video surveillance, camera system or CCTV, barrier system, gate automation, and access control. Call 876-320-7711. That's 876-320-7711 or 876-351-1105. That's 876-351-1105.